Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Worst Reviews Ever. Got Amazing in here and your boy Sophisticated Jerk. So today we're going to review the movie The Accountant 2. So let me go ahead, pull up the slides. Oh yeah, shout out to Casey Frey. He can't make it today. They get hit by them storms and stuff. I hope homie could swim. Oh, what's up? What's good, Wally?
Wow.
But all right, The Accountant 2 is a 2025 American action thriller film directed by Gavin O'Connor and written by Bill Dubeek, whatever. I definitely botched that one. So the plot on this is Christian Wolf applies his brilliant mind and illegal methods to reconstruct the unsolved puzzle of a Treasury chief's murder. So directors and producers, directed by Gavin O'Connor, produced by Ben Affleck, Lynette Taylor, and Mark Williams. So shout out to Ben Affleck getting this producer on. So the cast for this movie, Ben Affleck is again Christian Wolf, John Brenthal as Braxton, Cynthia Robinson as Mary Beth Medina, Daniela Pineda as Anais, Allison Robertson as Justine, Robert Morgan as Burke, J.K. Simmons as Raymond King, Grant Harvey as Cobb, and Andrew Howard as Batu. So, all right, let me go ahead and pull up the trailer. Give me 1 second. Watch that, and then we'll go ahead. We'll jump into the rating.
I spent years looking for you. Do you not miss me because of me, or is it your condition? I'm just me.
Welcome to the Boise Romance Festival.
How are you?
I just love accountants.
That's a coincidence.
I like camping.
So do I.
I thought I saw an Airstream in one of your photos.
Yes, that's my home.
That's where I live.
Oh, permanently.
Well, as long as I'm alive.
Oh.
Eventually, this body will be a corpse.
What do you mean you reverse engineered our algorithm?
By tokenizing your questions in an embedding matrix and generating a predictive model for the most effective answers, which I provided.
Good morning, Dreamboat. Could we discuss business now?
Go.
Do you like puzzles, Mr. Wolf? Ray King has been murdered. I need your help to finish the job he started.
How does this all connect?
Most brains see a pattern that's familiar. My brain doesn't work that way.
Braxton, it's me, your brother. Can you be in California in 24 hours?
How about just call it? How have you been? Merry Christmas. Happy birthday. But it's not your birthday. Birthday's November 11th. Unbelievable.
Was your brother up to speed on the case?
So it's been a minute. Braxton, thank you for coming. I'm really glad you're here.
Did you tell you to say that? Are you happy, Braxton? Why wouldn't I be happy? You're transient, you have no significant other.
Do what I want when I want it. Have gun, will travel.
I mean, yeah. I think we gotta go get drunk.
That's my big brother up there. That was some dancing. Here in cowboy country, we don't mess with another man's girl.
You're from Glendale, Gerald.
It's okay. My brother wasn't having a good time tonight, but now he will.
Is there anything in this world better than punching somebody in the face who's got it coming?
No. Yes. Shut the front door. You.
Hey!
You go over the plan again?
Plan. Braxton. Thank you. Are you ready? Yeah. What are you doing? I'm applying sunscreen. More than twice as likely to develop melanoma in adults.
Can I get a little bit of this?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
All right. Let me pull up the. We're gonna start with Wally since he was having a good time during that trailer. So,
oh yeah, start with me.
what's your rating for this movie?
No, yeah, I get this one an 8.
Oh, okay, shit. Okay, so Wally got it in between excellent and very good. All right, amazing.
I actually was gonna go with 8 as well.
Damn, okay. All right. Amazing got it between very good and excellent like Wally. Damn, I'm the low one on this one. I mean, I gave it a 7.5, so it's very good. But yeah, I'm actually shocked that y'all had it higher than me. I thought y'all was gonna be like, man, it's like a 6.8. It was like good, but so. All right, we'll start with amazing first on this one. Oh my bad, Lupa.
Okay, so I rated an 8. And I need to go back and watch the first one, but I liked the fact, I think I might have maybe watched it. I just maybe bits and pieces. I don't remember. But I like the fact that I didn't have to remember absolutely anything about the first one. And this one was still really good. So I don't, cause it's just like a whole new story. It seemed anyways. I also thought that the whole movie, just was very entertaining, so it didn't get bored. It was good. There was good action. I really liked the relationship between Christian Wolf and Braxton. I thought their relationship was hilarious. As well as Medina. I just thought the characters had really good charisma between the three of them. I also, let's see, one of the reasons I rated it higher was because I liked the twist where, you have, gosh, what's her name? Anise? Was that her name?
Yeah, Anise.
Yeah, so when everybody's kind of looking for her and I just thought she was like a random assassin, but then for her to actually be the mom the whole time that everybody was looking for, I really liked that twist at the end. Some of the scenes that I thought were super funny actually were on the trailer. So I did think the scene when Braxton and Christian Wolf were on the camper and he starts putting like sunscreen on his knees or something, and Braxton was like, oh, let me get some of that. And they thought they were having a moment. He just tossed it. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. I also loved the dancing part. I thought that was pretty funny just because Ben Affleck is just such a good actor. So like he just plays that character so well. I also think of how like Braxton would say your condition. Because I don't know what he had, if it's like an autism maybe, or whatever it was, how he's just kind of different though. But just so super smart. So for him to also notice that about the kids in that home, and they're just like so super smart and involved in everything, and kind of, it reminded me of the X-Men when all the kids are in that house with the different powers. So like, but they're in this movie, they're like using their brain for all the powers. So I like that. I don't know. There's so much stuff. I like the whole movie. I thought everybody's characters went really well together. They had great chemistry. I would definitely recommend the movie. I also really liked the way the mom, how they kind of brought that little health piece in, how she had that knock on her brain and kind of rewired some of the stuff going on in her brain to kind of make her, who she became, that assassin. So I thought that was neat. One thing that I would change or do differently, I kind of wish, I couldn't tell, and maybe it was just me, but at the end, she had the picture where she kind of tears her away from the family photo where they had the kid, the mom and the dad, and she tears that photo. So then it's just the kid and the dad and then her separate. So I didn't know, like, what did she realize that was her family? I thought so, but I wasn't for sure. But the one thing I would have changed different is maybe just to let the son know his mom was okay. I don't know. I thought maybe you know, like when they set the room up for him, maybe had a picture of his family or just something there. That's it.
All right.
I would definitely recommend it.
All right. Let me kick it over to Wally.
All right. So yes, I too also gave this an 8. And honestly, yeah, the plotline, the storyline was pretty nice. Overall, I mean, look, it started off pretty nice, little fast, fiery, catchy. It definitely was pretty interesting at the beginning. Of course, you know, you had this one-off assassin that was pretty much looked like it was about to be hired for a job to help with some type of information, only to walk out with not doing nothing. And then you had the main guy that was being pretty much hunted down, only to be killed at the end. But lucky enough was able to write on his arm to AKA find the accountant, which funny enough, when you go look at his stuff and you see this one particular card and it has some info, you look in the back, guess who you're calling? The accountant. Right? He had that info locked and sealed and everything else of that nature, which she ends up doing, you know, and of course, and then it just sort of was like funny, cause like her knowing who she called, and it's like she's like, this is in distance, and she's right there. He's like, "Are you afraid of me?" I'm like, okay, yeah, like this is like, okay, his reputation stands very high because just because of how she's talking and everything else. And then he's like, "Are you afraid of me? Because you don't have to be," and everything else. You know, what else was there? You know, I just like the idea of the story. Cause like, again, you know, because at first I'm thinking to myself, like, how does this female assassin really played in the whole movie? And technically she was pretty much played as like, May said she was the missing link, AKA the mother with the whole hair design and everything. So when we got to that part, when they figured out who she was, pretty much had that whole sort of transformation, her hair being cut off, seeing that scar, and then everything else, like pretty much she's been rewired to be sort of like combative, and then let alone just be an assassin, which eventually she trained herself to be when she got really going. And then just how she made her escape outside the hospital just to leave and go on and disappear, and literally cleared off her name and everything else. So it's just, you know, that was just very interesting because, of course, when she came to play, you're like, okay, is she going to be hired for this? And then come to find out she's not being hired for nothing. And it's like, well, what was her point of being in the movie? It's like, okay, that's why she's here. I'm like, that's interesting. That was a massive variation twist, because pretty much like all these dudes, like pretty much like how that cartel did, is like the men were killed off and the women and the kids were the only thing that was kept, which was, you know, I don't know what was the whole idea wrapped around it, but you know, that was pretty much the main ordeal that they tried to keep around the block. The kids were sent off to a camp far away where they're not seen, and then the girls were pretty much recruited to do whatever they needed them to do, quote unquote, to run their business and their establishment. And yeah, what else was there? I mean, as far as just scenes and performances, definitely when they went to the bar, that scene was hilarious, you know, because as I'm looking at Ben Affleck, right, he's constantly trying to figure out the steps and everything. And you know what's funny? Because if you remember the time when he was being hired for the job and he was, you know, like he was just constantly moving his fingers on the table, it's pretty much like the same symphony that's running through his head as he, like, you tip your fingers on the table. It's pretty much the same symphony as they're making the steps. So he's pretty much trying to catch the flow and the rhythm of it so he can actually move, which is why he's able to move the way he was doing. I was like, this is the guy smart. I'm like, all right. And, you know, it was just very funny. And then only for them to fight the guys in the bar, for them to throw them outside, and they took the truck and they roll out, only for him to show, oh yeah, I got the number. I'm like, this guy, he got bombs. He got gin. Oh my God. So yeah, you know, very interesting overall movie. Of course, like, what else was the good overall action piece? Definitely the next action piece, I think performance was really like the fight between the ladies. Because I ain't gonna lie, it seemed like to me the assassin really could have killed her if she wanted to, but she didn't kill her. the way she could have. Because honestly, I believe she could have really killed it if she wanted to. I just think she just did the little flesh wound, and then just move on her day. It was funny enough that they came back to like where the house where it all started because it was just what it was. But one of the main things that was sort of a little bit off a little bit was they end up finally killing the father or the husband or whoever he was, the grandpa. Like, and I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, y'all kill him now. It's like, why I didn't kill him anytime sooner? I'm like, okay, whatever that's reason for. But other than that, if there was like, if I was the director or producer of the movie, was there anything significant that I could have changed differently? Honestly, no. I think I like this overall. I think there was really nothing much more to really change. I think they hit all the good spots here and there overall and did what they had to do. Honestly, let me see. No, I think they hit it really good on the spot. I don't think there's not much they could do here. I think this is really good. So yeah, would I recommend this to anyone? Definitely go watch it. You'll enjoy it.
All right. Yeah, I gave this a 7.5. And the reason why I gave it that rating, a lot of the stuff that you guys mentioned, I think they did a good balance because, I thought they would come out blazing on this because, it's a action movie and then you got both of them, the brothers kind of working together. So I thought they'd just come out shooting everybody. But I like how they kind of, show the brotherly dynamic, how they're both different. And, even the one brother, how he was like, dang, man, why you just forget about me? Like what Amazing was saying, he was like, man, is it just because of your condition or is it because of me? So it showed like their low moments, but they had the action and timely, it was like sequenced a little bit where, like I said, they didn't get overboard on it, where they were able to kind of put it in timely pieces and stuff like that. So I thought it was a real good balance, man, because it showed their like, their human side, how they're trying to connect. But they started it off where like, they kind of both went to their old lives where he was in a house talking to the one girl. She was crying. I thought that was a funny scene. I was like, damn, was she just balling out for her? And then when they like kind of like zoned out, you seen all the bodies in there and stuff. So yeah, I like how they show the contrast with the brothers in this movie where it's just like, what's his name is kind of like, if you familiar with the military, the party type, gun-ho type guy, then Christian Wolf, Ben Affleck's character, he's just real robotic, real routine. And I also like one of my favorite scenes of this movie though was when he was at the dating thing and he had a whole line of women because it showed all these single thirsty women. So it showed the realities of life like out there. It was like, hey, he had all the old chicks and then he was just
boy, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, but I loved his responses and stuff because it was like, man, my man was just so robotic where, they looked at the profile, was definitely interested, but when he started talking and stuff, he had the same like accounting joke. He's like, well, and then on your taxes, he's like, you could claim. We're like, yeah, I got to go to another table. Peace. So I thought that was a funny scene because it showed like it's almost like he's trying to step out of his character, like he recognizes like who he is at this point. So I did like how they got him like kind of stepping out of it, like y'all said, the dance scene, and then his brother, the other scene that I really liked when he's like making fun of how he taught. He's like, well, Braxton. He's like, stop copying my voice. So I thought that was a funny scene. So it's like the brother just knew how to pull it out of him and tease him and stuff. So I definitely like the dynamic. They got to make like 2 more of these. I don't want them to overdo it, but there needs to be a counting 3 and 4 because I do like their dynamic. So I thought it was a real good movie. If I was the director and producer of this film, what would I change or do differently? I wouldn't change anything. Like I said, probably at the end, huh?
I mean, yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, because I was thinking about it now that you said it. But now that you said the 3 and 4, yeah, if they, because usually, like, I don't think so. Accounting 1 with accounting 2, they have anything like connect the dots, but
no, they don't.
I would, yeah, because that would be my only thing. Like, if they did anything to this, like, it'll be like a third. Like, if you do a third, like, if there would be a connected dot, like towards the end, but Because of course, with the kid coming back home, is like, well, are they the ones taking care of the kid? Do he becomes a quote unquote an accountant / agent in the mix? So
Yeah, they probably like if they do go, man, just have them taken out. Like, it's like, you know what, man, we're good. Let's just start just taking out bad guys, kind of like how they did in 2. But it's just like start targeting wider groups and stuff with each other. So yeah, I think I definitely want to see more of these. But the only thing I would change now that I'm thinking about it, Christian Wolf should have definitely knocked off, what's her name, the lady cop that they were working with. I would like to see him get with her, man. I think that would be a nice little touch. But other than that, man, that's it. Yeah, I think he definitely needs to get with her. Yeah, I said no.
You know why? Because it's like she's so uptight.
Mary Beth,
like,
yeah, there you go.
She's a hypocrite. Like at first she was like, "Oh no, we can't do this. It's against the law." And then when things get too tough because you couldn't even crack the case, then you was like, "Okay, I got to start using some cheat sheets." And I'm like, "Hey, look here." And I'm like, so you ain't shit.
Yeah, the other funny scene, now that you brought that up, was the one where they had that wall and stuff, and she was like, "Yeah, they did this." He was like, "Well, I don't know about these two."
Yeah, not those two.
Yeah,
Definitely not those two.
So I thought it was funny, man. I thought they did a good job with the characters, but yeah, I think Christian Wolf should definitely have waxed that in the movie. I got to see him with a girl on at least part 3 or 4. He got to hook up.
They should do that Latin cowgirl, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna say. That's what I thought he was gonna say. The cowgirl.
Yeah,
well.
He liked the chocolate, so he don't discriminate. So I like how they put that little spin in it.
I thought
Okay.
the other one I just forgot about was I also thought it was funny when Braxton said he wanted a dog, and Wolf was like, "You're out all the time in this." He was like, "You're definitely a cat person." And then they find that cat, and at the end, the kid's holding the cat, and he's like, "It's my turn." You're like, "You're all this smart, and you don't know when it's my turn to have the cat. You had it the whole time." So I thought that was funny.
The kid's been through trauma just as much as you.
Yeah. So I just thought that was funny, but also I do think like I work with like probably 30% of the people I work with are like accountant or finance people, and I do think they all kind of just have that different personality. And it's funny because other people ask me like, "What do you think of so and so?" And I'm like, I feel like that's like the main personality for like a lot of those finance people is just kind of like different and very like that. So I thought it was funny when he is like that, as well as like Asperger's or whatever, how they're just kind of more like flat, and you're just kind of wondering like, okay, how do I take this conversation right now? So I just thought that was funny also.
All right, so let's get to it.
Yeah.
The rating scale. Anybody gonna go up, down, change their score, or stay the same? So we'll go to Amazing first. Oh, go ahead.
Actually, there would be something I would have changed. Yeah, he should have considered, because he was thinking about getting just some types. I don't know. He was thinking about getting a puppy. He should have get a combat dog, like a dog that goes on trips with him when he go on missions. That's what he should be getting. Because what's the point of getting a pet? You're gonna keep it at the house. It's like it's gonna stay there. Like, no, get a dog that's gonna actually travel with you in combat. Because I ain't gonna lie, if his brother didn't came and got that last moment to roll over that dude, he was about to be cooked.
Oh yeah, he's about to be done. He's. But all right, so go to the rating scale. You going up, down? We'll start with Amazing. You're gonna stay the same.
I stay the same. 8.
Okay, so she's staying at an 8. Between very good and excellent. Wally, you gonna go up, down, stay the same?
Stay the same.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay at my 7.5. So now overall, everybody gave it good ratings, man. I definitely I like this one, man. I think they definitely need to make a couple more. It still has some of that John Wick feel, but it got the brother story to it and stuff. Then they had the old thirsty chicks up there, so I like how they put that into the movie. They're like, look at these old thirsty women, man. We gotta throw a shot at them. Let's throw some wet red pill shit in here. So, but all right, y'all, keep tuning in. Thank you. Peace out.